Good afternoon to you, Monica. Good news, bad news. Let's start with the bad news first. The precipitation, the snow that we were warned about earlier has picked up again. Mark and I talked about a half hour ago when everything was calm, things had quieted up here, the wind died down, it wasn't raining, it wasn't sleeting, it wasn't snowing, but Mark, looking at the AccuWeather radar, said, get ready, you may have it again, and wouldn't you know it, here it is. Enough with the bad news, let's focus on the good news as we pan out here towards Ventnor Avenue. What you see there are small chunks of ice. About a half hour ago, again when I talked to Mark, that was floodwaters along Ventnor Avenue here from the back bays. Well, the good news, that floodwater has apparently subsided. It definitely has subsided, as now the chunks of ice remain. A little bit more good news, Atlantic City alone had 2 shelters ready for this storm just in case. One at the Martin Luther King complex, one at the Atlantic City Rescue Mission, also designated as a shelter. We're happy to report that the last I heard, no one needed to be evacuated to the shelter, and that goes to the people of Atlantic City who took the precautions ahead of time and got ready for this storm. Happy to report that no one had to be taken to a shelter. Lastly, as we look here at Ventnor Avenue, this is Margate, Atlantic County. A little earlier, I was further south in Ocean City, Cape May County. 9th Street here in this section just covered with floodwaters. Floodwaters that won't ripple when you drive by because they are chock full of snow and ice. And the big question will be, will the waters subside before all this turns to ice? Certainly that is the hope and the expectation of emergency management officials, because just removing the snow is difficult enough. This scenario is typical of not just here, Ocean City, but several of the shore communities. In fact, many, if not all of the shore communities up and down the Jersey coast. In fact, there as well where the dock had its problems. And while we were there, who came by but the United States Coast Guard towing a barge that had broken loose from somewhere. We don't know where, but the Coast Guard came to the rescue and is towing that barge now to a safe location. But this here is the scenario in many of the coastal communities. Floodwater
through extreme eastern sections of New Hampshire and eastern Massachusetts into Connecticut. You can see another 3 to 6 inches of snow on top of what's already coming down. Otherwise, after we got a little batch of moderate snow across northern New Jersey now and central New Jersey. Once that sweeps on through as the low pulls on up, it'll taper off to light flurries, and that holds true down into eastern Virginia as well. We look at the jet stream pattern. Here it is. Here's the upper level low pressure system that's just wreaking the havoc with the storm system here. We see this ridge of high pressure showing up over the Rocky Mountain states. Now, by Wednesday,
west and even around International Falls, northern Minnesota, only 15 degrees this hour. It is 25 in Atlanta, 17 in Nashville, 28 in Jackson, Mississippi. It's the counterclockwise winds around this area of low pressure that has made for the cold air advecting down south, but also the winds coming on shore here, the coast of Massachusetts. We still have snow in Boston, so it's a little rough this morning, even around Portsmouth, New Hampshire. We'll have more details on this storm coming up. Guess what?
Guy has the right idea. I tell you, that's the best way to get out and about anywhere today. Either that or snowshoes, and cover up every bit of flesh as you can, because the winds are gusty and wind chills well below zero. I tell you, the kids are the ones that really love it, aren't they? Anyone that has to drive hates it, but once you get below the age of a driver's license, you love it. Once you're on the road, it's a big problem. And look at some of this, stay on the roads, everybody else stay off. Up in Massachusetts, at Bourne, Massachusetts, you can see the wind driving the snows. And this was yesterday, and this was before it really got heavy. And we've had some heavy snows during the last couple of hours across the Cape Cod vicinity. And as right now, some of the heaviest are wrapping on into Massachusetts, Connecticut, as well as into northern portions of Connecticut right now. Here's the low pressure system. Now, all the sleet and freezing rain, by and large, has stayed offshore. But we're getting the strong wind-driven snows, and parts of northern New Jersey now and eastern Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia are getting sort of the backlash snows, the moderate to heavy snows coming behind. Here's a look at the regional radar, and we have, again, a little light area of drier air here, right in through here. Watch as it goes in motion, again, where things ease up to just some light flurries, but we're seeing some moderate areas of precipitation, once again, across Massachusetts now. But what we're also seeing here now developing is the backlash effect. We're getting that wind coming out of the north, countering to the northwest, and that's pushing some moderate snowfall at the present time. Right around Morristown and Trenton, New Jersey, the moderate snow has ended at Philly, but right in this area, and once again, it is moving in that southeasterly direction, so a little of that moderate snow could brush in through New York City within the next hour or so, and then that should be about the end of the heavy weather, so to speak. Now, as we work farther south, we're getting the same sort of effect across eastern Virginia, rushing from Richmond towards Norfolk and Newport News, and getting the winds out of the west-northwest, and they've been bringing some moderate snowfall through that region of eastern Virginia. But as you see, it's moving through. Its snow is tapering off now. Charlottesville, the light flurries around Baltimore and Washington, and the snows will be right here across eastern Maine and right on down through eastern Connecticut. Right there, an additional 3 to 6 inches. Since we still have coastal flood warnings out and over the outer banks of North Carolina, where that area has been greatly diminished over the last
4 hours have certainly been trying times, as we've had record 24-hour snowfall totals from Philadelphia and around the nation's capital, with some 2 feet of snow, Philly 30 inches or so. I'll tell you what, we can't wait to say good riddance to this storm as it continues to out of the northeast in excess, and we will not miss it at all, I'll tell you that. Let's keep going west, because you know what, on the western seaboard, it's been...
In many areas of the tri-state, streets that are usually busy are now deserted. Weary road crews have been at it all night, fighting the elements, trying to clear area roads.
She is live on the action cam from Plymouth Township. Kristen.
Well, hi, Rick. I'm at Ridge Pike, and I think the situation out here is getting a little bit better. The Ridge Pike is paved pretty well. What do you think? You guys have been out and about. You're a plow truck. You're plowing all morning?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah?
If you know how to drive, it's fine.
Okay, tell me about what you've seen out on the road in terms of the conditions.
It's okay.
Yeah?
As long as you got four-wheel drive, it's okay.
Are you guys totally busy this morning, or what? Going all around to businesses? Are they calling you to...
We've been working for like 2 days now.
Getting a little tired?
Getting there.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
Gene.
Gene what?
DePaul.
All right, well, you take care of yourself. All right, well, as I said, they've been plowing all morning, but the problem with that is you're getting a lot of snow here really, really deep on the side of the road, so you still want to be careful. Obviously, still don't come out here if you don't have to be, and that is the latest situation from here. And besides, all the businesses around here are closed anyway, so there's really no...
First, it's not out of the question that your neighborhood sees another inch, 2, even 3 before the snow stops in effect. The blizzard warning is down. The winter storm warning is down. Now it's just a winter weather advisory. I say just because everything is relative here. Snow at the airport, 23 degrees with a wind chill. It feels like minus 13 degrees for the rest of the day. Here is the call from AccuWeather. Going to be windy and cold. High temperature 26, but inches of snow. And we may add on another inch or so. 2.5 feet of snow at Philadelphia International Airport. Wilmington, just under 2 feet at 22 inches. Doylestown, 19 inches, and Vineland, New Jersey.
Rick, I'll tell you, the snow continues to come down, and in a moment of exasperation, folks are asking, when is it going to end? It is desolate out here. Businesses remain closed, of course, and it's just rather quiet. Although we have seen a few people starting to venture out. I guess they're getting a little cabin fever, thought they'd take a little walk out. I would like to share some videotape that we shot a little bit earlier. If we can show that, some of the plowing that was done here about an hour ago. The biggest snow plow I have, 7-foot blade plows, moving snow on Route 38, Route 295, and Route 130. Also out numerous municipal and New Jersey DOT plow trains doing the best job they could. Unfortunately, sometimes this means blocking the entrances to major highways and ramps and parking lots. Of course, folks are not supposed to be driving anyway with the state of emergency in effect. And speaking of parking lots, there were some operators out trying to do the best they could in parking lots. These folks here, they are stranded at a hotel in Cherry Hill, and there were hundreds of people that found themselves in that position.
I couldn't see, and my car went off the road, and I had to stay at the Hilton, and it was just...
Is your car still out there?
Yes, I've been trying to call AAA all night long, and I recently got through.
Well, he finally did get through. I'm not sure if his car ever got out, but I will tell you that it certainly appears that many of the people that were stranded last night are going to be stranded again tonight. Reporting live from Cherry Hill, I'm Kathy Gandolfo.
All right, Kathy, thank you again. And now let's check in once again with Joe Torres, who is live on the action cam in Margate. Joe.
Good afternoon to you one more time, Rick. Quick update for you. Just got off the phone with the Atlantic County Emergency Management, and Atlantic County Emergency Management is, if you're on the road, you may in fact be ticketed. And in some cases, like Brigantine, your car may be confiscated. It has gotten to be a problem, not just in Brigantine, but in Absecon and just about all the Atlantic County municipalities. Please stay off the road. If you see a glimmer of hope, some sunshine, this isn't over yet. Wait until the state of emergency is lifted. We will let you know, and then once again you can get out of the house. I'm sure it's getting a little claustrophobic by now, but your time will come. This morning we got these shots just off the boardwalk, on the boardwalk, as the waves crash through there. Rough surf all day. We'll be certain to find some beach erosion once emergency managers go out to assess the situation. Further south, Ocean City, flooding was a problem there. We tried to drive through it. We were successful. We've got a big van. That was the only reason we made it from one end of Ocean City to the other. In fact, parts of it were absolutely not passable for our van. You had to be in a National Guard truck, and even for them, it was...